Orange County Registered Digital.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to OCVarsity.com for our OCVarsity Gridiron show. I'm Steve Fryer here with Dan Albano and Carlos Arias. We're here at Fullerton High School, where below us the Tribe is getting ready for their Southwest Division semifinal game, in which they're going to play Newport Harbor. We'll have a lot more on that game and on Fullerton in our OCVarsity Gridiron Extra program here at OCVarsity.com. Carlos Arias, Dan Albano, it's semifinals time already. It's hard to believe. Where is the time gone? We've got the Pac-5 semifinal. It's Mater Dei, which beat Mission Viejo last week 21-14. They're going to play Long Beach Poly at Veterans Stadium. Dan, that Monarch defense was excellent against Mission Viejo. I think they've got to be excellent again if they're going to win this one too, right?
For sure. Long Beach Poly got, tons of speed, lots of firepower, but that Mater Dei defense has been outstanding. I mean, they showed what they're capable by shutting down a high-powered Mission Viejo team. And in Mater Dei's defense, I mean, they can hang with just about anybody. I mean, they did a pretty decent job against Bosco. So I think Mater Dei, I was among those surprised last week, but, they got it done. And I think Mater Dei is going to get back to the finals. I think they really want this one badly because of last year's Pac-5 loss, which was, embarrassing for the Monarchs. It wasn't a close game, but I think Mater Dei gets the victory.
Yeah, what do you think of that, Carlos? Man, I don't know what to make of this one yet.
I don't know either. All I know is never underestimate the heart of the Monarchs, especially on a Bruce Rawlinson coach team. My God, if you go into a game against Mater Dei thinking, oh, this is a wrap, you're crazy. That being said, Long Beach Poly has maybe the best player in the state, Juju Smith, playing. Fantastic player. We saw him last year go nuts on the Monarchs. But like I said, you can't underestimate him, man. So, this one's a toss-up to me. I think Mater Dei in the playoffs with that revenge factor. I always like the vengeance factor. I'm going to go with Dan and go with the Monarchs. I think they're going to pull it off.
All right, now moving on to the Southwest Division, fellas. As we said, we have Fullerton play Newport Harbor, and in the other Southwest Division semifinal, a rematch of a Sunset League game. Two Sunset League teams playing each other at Orange Coast College. It's Edison against Huntington Beach. Last time around, Edison won this game 48-6 in the league opener for both teams. Now, what we've seen is Huntington Beach has gotten hot. They've scored 40-something points 3 weeks in a row to beat Newport Harbor, rather, and then their two playoff wins. Man, I don't know. I like that Edison defense. I think they're the kind of team that can control Kai Ross, that outstanding dual threat quarterback for Huntington Beach, Carlos. I'm going with Edison again to win and probably, hold Huntington to single-digit scoring, maybe.
See, this is the problem I have with these Sunset League teams. They all beat each other up, so you have no idea going in. You can't do sports math like so-and-so beat so-and-so, therefore so-and-so. And if we're going to say that Huntington Beach is a 30-point underdog again, no way. I mean, they're on a mission too, so I think they're going to play a lot better. But, yeah, I think Edison has the edge.
What do you think of this one, Danny?
This is a great game. I think it's kind of a scary game for Edison. You've already, manhandled Huntington Beach. Yeah. They're city rivals. They're very close proximity down there in Huntington Beach. This is Edison's town. They feel like they own it. And rightfully so. They've had a lot of tradition. Huntington Beach, Coach Lowe, they're the new kids on the block trying to establish that program. Build that program back up. And Huntington Beach is playing so well. Kai Ross, I think he's got 8 touchdown passes in the playoffs, no interceptions. He ran for 100 yards last week. This is the same team that beat Yorba Linda. But I'm going to pick Edison. I think they just have probably more size. And I think, the way they, that offensive line has just been, it's kind of the X factor. I've been talking a lot about, the Sosbys and Boyers. Those guys are just going to have a little bit too much. But I think it's going to be a very close game. And Edison's going to can't overlook the Oilers.
We have those Grove Argonauts going up against Irvine. Irvine, the number 2 team out of the Pacific Coast League, second to Corona Del Mar. Irvine's looked really good. I mean, that's sort of like the weird wild card team in this division to me. It's kind of hard for me to figure out how good they are. I do know how good Garden Grove is, and I think Garden Grove, they won the title in 2010 with Josh Webb. I think this Garden Grove team is more balanced. A little better on the offensive line side of things, maybe better on defense, maybe more options. Love Angel Martinez, love a lot of guys on this team. What do you think of this one, Danny?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good analysis there, comparing those two teams, because I think the reason Garden Grove, this version is better is because of Angel Martinez, because of his passing ability, his running ability, and they still have the complementary parts, at receiver, running back, good defense. That team had Josh Webb on defense as well, and special teams, that's a component this Garden Grove team doesn't have. But I like the Argonauts to win this game and advance to the finals, play Corona Del Mar.
Is it Grove and CDM again?
You know what? Before I saw Irvine play last week, I would have said Garden Grove and CDM all the way.
Yeah.
Now I have my doubts because Irvine's showing me a lot, man. Their running back / linebacker, Wesley Kim, they call him the human wrecking ball, or the human bowling ball. Sorry. He just mows down people on defense. He runs over through, around, and, everything. Irvine is completely, they're on this mission. They have, like when teams get that brotherhood thing going and they believe it, it's not just, hey, we're going to talk about brotherhood all week and this and that, whatever. No, these guys believe it. I saw it in their faces, at that game last week against Magnolia. And Coach Terry is, saying, this is how he felt in 2000, the last time Irvine went all the way and won the title. So, don't count out the Vaqueros. This could be a very close game.
All right, so that looks like an interesting game. We got another one too, fellas, in the East Valley Division. St. Margaret's second-seeded team going against third-seeded Big Bear. This is an interesting game to me. Big Bear's been scoring a ton of points, and both of them really about 42 points a game. Big Bear got a big victory last week in Citrus Valley, and then St. Margaret's with just a dynamite a goal line stand to win it there. This game's going to be a high-scoring game. I don't know who's covering that game for us, but whoever it is, make sure you bring a lot of pens because there's going to be a lot of scoring in that game.
Does St. Margaret's own Big Bear Mountain if they win this game? Because then they would have beaten Rim of the World and Big Bear. I mean, they're going to just take over the whole mountain for the winner?
Carlos, you know something about boxing. You know that guys go up to higher elevations for what reason to go train?
To, get your oxygen level up so you can, last through your endurance, stays on. So these guys are going to have that endurance factor going.
Yeah. This game's at San Juan Capistrano, right? So St. Margaret's luckily not making the trip on this one. So Josh Davis, is a heck of a player there at quarterback for St. Margaret's. He might be the best, small school player, small private school player in the county, Josh Davis.
I seen Josh at the local grocery store down in South County, and he says they really want it this year, the Tartans. So, He's gonna be bringing it.
Yeah, he and Oscar Gomez, man, those guys produce a lot of yards. They've had a great time. We've had a great time here again at OCVarsity.com. Thanks again to our expert producer and director, Jonathan Khamis. We're thankful at this time of year for lots of things, and we're thankful for you out there who keep visiting us here at OCVarsity.com, where we've got you covered.
Orange County Register. We are here in the service of Orange County.